I almost took down my channel. It's been a while, hasn't it? A little while. And I think first off, what I should probably do is apologize. I'm sorry, it's been... time. It's been some measurement of time since I last made a video, I know. But I think you'll come to find that this video will kind of address that, so bear with me. It's October now, and this summer has been one of the hardest in my life. First off, you have COVID. Quarantine made the summer virtually non-existent. It feels like 2020 was the year without a summer. And then of course you had work. This was kind of it was my first year being a full-time employee somewhere. And that was definitely an adjustment that I've made, but was not easy to make. Something new, especially under such weird conditions as the aforementioned COVID. It's definitely made things complicated, especially with personal projects and whatnot. Third of all, you had mental health. Hasn't been the best summer for mental health, and I'm gonna get into that a bit more down the video too, you'll see. But fourthly, God, the politics. Oh my God. What a summer it's been for politics. What a year it's been. I feel like I'm glued to the news every day. Now more than ever, I've felt the effects of the 24-hour news cycle, and it is exhausting and enthralling in the worst ways possible. I can't wrench my eyes away from it. I've spent so much time that I could have been doing something productive, just watching the world burn and trying to make sense of it in some capacity. It's not been fun in the least. And it's been a combination of these four things: COVID, work, mental health, and the world being metaphorically, and in my case, literally, on fire, that's made this summer an absolute quagmire of creativity. I've gotten so little done, and I feel despicable having had so much time thrown away despite being stuck here on account of quarantine, having not done anything. And it's the culmination of this stress, this absolute desert of creativity and motivation that led me to almost delete my channel. There are really three reasons at the end of the day. And the first is that I was, and am, pretty depressed. I mean, look back at what I just talked about this summer. It's hard not to be depressed to some extent. And the depression, it just saps every ounce of motivation and creativity and joy that you could derive from creativity. It makes you want to do abso-fucking-lutely nothing. Nothing. It seems at times that the only fire or motivation that I can muster up is just the ire of talking about how much it pisses me off that I can't want to do anything with this fucking depression. I used to really enjoy making videos. And it's not just making videos. I used to enjoy writing. I used to enjoy making music. I used to enjoy doing a lot. And I don't enjoy doing a whole lot anymore. And it fucking sucks. And that was one reason I didn't want to do YouTube. Or anything, for that matter. It just didn't bring me joy. I saw or felt no benefit from doing it versus doing nothing. Wasting my time, chasing little dopamine hits from video games or YouTube or Twitter, as opposed to actually doing something substantive. Something that I could look at the end of the day and say, I did something today. Today wasn't just thrown away or wasted, it was spent doing something. No, a lot of the days spent here in quarantine have been blown away. Spent browsing Twitter or YouTube, not actually contributing anything to any extent, really. Wishing I were doing something, but not doing something anyways. It doesn't feel good to go to bed every night feeling as though I could have done something that day, but I didn't. My YouTube channel, as a whole, soon became a monument to the things that I could have done and could have been doing, but didn't. And I couldn't stand that. I couldn't take that. And I guess that segues into the second reason, which is depression's well-known counterpart, anxiety. Gotta love anxiety. Gotta love anxiety. One nebulous emotion that I guess I feel pretty intensely is anxiety. About just anything, really. That's how it works. And this platform is no exception at all. There are aspects of being a YouTuber that, for no reason, absolutely terrify me. It could be something simple. It could be the simple but looming dread that I could be out of focus this entire video, or that my audio is somehow messed up, or that there's a blemish on my face that I didn't notice until I watched the footage and thought, oh, that's attractive. There's the anxiety that I don't write my tags properly, or that the thumbnail isn't attractive enough, and I don't get enough clicks. That my video completely bombs for some arbitrary reason, or perhaps it bombs because of a combination of a bunch of tiny reasons that I have a hard time diagnosing. Then there are the more nebulous anxieties. The anxieties of disappointing my viewers, the anxiety of putting something out that you guys won't like, or won't watch, or will half watch and then click away with disinterest. Not that I blame you, really. If you're not interested in it, you're not interested in it. Or the anxiety that goes on each day without having posted a video, knowing that y'all are probably waiting for something, or maybe you aren't waiting at all, and I'm just fading further and further into the background. And the biggest anxiety of all is that I don't know what kind of video I'll make next. I don't know what kind of content creator I am. I don't know what my next idea will be. And furthermore, I don't know if I'll have an idea. Nothing scares me more than that. Completing a video and not having an idea. There's a sense of panic and frustration that comes with not having any idea. Just like the depression, it shocks me into doing nothing. It makes me more content with doing nothing than actually creating something. Whether it be writing or YouTube, streaming, or anything else. It just becomes something that makes me nervous. Something best avoided. Even though at the end of the day, it still leaves me thinking, fuck, I really could have done something, but I didn't. I could have made something of today. I could have given it worth. Because if I don't, or if I didn't, that day doesn't feel like it had worth. And it's this idea that I have to labor creatively in order to give both the time that I spend existing, as well as my own being, any degree of worth. And I think that kind of dips into the third reason why I came real fucking close to deleting this channel. And that's because I think, to some extent, I got into YouTube for the wrong reasons. I don't like to admit it, because it's ugly. But oftentimes it's ugly things that are often best admitted. And that's that, not in whole, but in part, I started YouTube because I kind of wanted to be popular. I wanted to have a voice that was heard. I wanted to be seen. And the numbers game, the metrics, my god, the view counts, the subscriber counts, the retweets, the likes, all of it contributed to that feeling of caring more about trying to get those numbers to go up than actually enjoying the creative process. They say that you should go into these things, writing, YouTube, whatever, because you love them. And not because you want attention, not because you want to be popular. And even though I kind of want to tell myself that, no, I am doing it because I like the process. I like being creative. I'm a little too emotionally invested in the numbers. I want to feel seen because I feel unseen. I want to feel heard because I don't feel heard. I want to feel in some capacity significant because I do not feel significant. Which isn't to say that I don't enjoy making videos. I do. That's often one of the things that surprises me the most, is that I'll dread or fear making a video, and then I do it, and then it feels natural. It feels fun. I enjoy it. I like the creative process. I like making a setup here. I like looking at the viewfinder and enjoying the image that I see. Not because I think that someone will like it, that it'll get views somehow, but because it's just aesthetically nice. And I like knowing that I made that. I do. I like expressing myself. I like editing a video. I like making something that I'm proud of at the end of the day. In and of itself, beyond posting the video, beyond any recognition that it might get, any metrics, it feels good to make something. Even this video. It's 3 in the morning, and I intended to make this video. I intended to film like fucking 3 or 4 hours to go, and I put it off because I just had this pit in my stomach. I didn't want to do it. I really didn't want to do it. I dragged myself in front of this camera. And now I'm doing it, and it feels pretty fucking natural. I feel surprisingly good. I like this. But there's a catch to that, which is, and this is the case with a lot of the videos that I make for a while now, is that I will love the writing process. I will love the filming process. I will love the editing process. And at the end of it all, when I have my video, I will love it. I will love it so much. And then I'll post it, and suddenly, every valuation that I've had for that video, every bit of adoration and joy and love that I had for it suddenly becomes dependent not upon the thing that I made, not upon its own merits, not upon the quality or the experience of making it, but on the dumb fucking numbers that appear on the screen afterwards. The view count, the subs, the likes, the retweets, all of that. Those dumb fucking numbers. Suddenly, they're what matter. Suddenly, they are what leaves an emotional impression. Not the process of making the video, and not the quality of the video in and of itself. Just the metrics. Just the views, just the subs, just the dumb numbers that create a little hit of dopamine and make me feel a little more valued in some plastic respect. And it's not a lasting feeling, even if a video does really well. It's not a lasting sensation. It's strange then that the opposite feeling, the feeling of inferiority that comes from a failed video, now that lasts. That burrows itself inside you. It's not like when a video does really well, that good feeling, that motivation digs inside you and you feel, yeah, I could do this again, let's do it. That does happen, but it doesn't last. When a video bombs though, the feeling that comes from that creates a motivation to delete a YouTube channel. Even if that's absolutely stupid in hindsight, and it is pretty stupid. But yeah, I hate to admit, but it ought to be admitted, that part of the reason I do this is for a bad reason. That I want external validation. And I know that it won't come from this, even if it was successful, even if a video did really well, even if my channel took off for some reason. It's not like I make consistent content. It's not like that would suddenly construct a self-esteem and a sense of confidence out of nowhere. It's not how it works. But it's strangely enthralling how convincing that idea is. And these things made me want to quit. It was smack in the middle of August, and I thought, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I don't have any motivation to do anything. I'm terrified of the creative process. I'm terrified of doing something. I'm paralyzed by fear. And I'm partially doing it for a reason that ain't good. And that brought me to a point where I really wanted to wipe my channel. But instead, I allowed myself to take a break. And it wasn't the kind of break where I feel caught between the urgency of knowing I need to come up with an idea and the horrible sense of avoidance, like, oh God, I need to run away from this responsibility. And instead it was just like a legit, like, hey, don't even think about it. Don't even allow it to be an important part of your life. Don't even allow it to stress you out. YouTube, other stuff, blah. Just chill out, do work, relax, find some clarity, find some equanimity. And I did. I didn't delete my channel. I just left it alone. I allowed myself to leave it alone. And here we are, beginning of October. God, this year has just flown by so fast. It's wild. It really is wild. Where the hell did this year go? God damn. We're here in October, and I'm wondering, okay, I'm ready to make a video talking about all of the feelings that I've kind of buried, collected, whatever, amalgamated in the last, like, year and a half. But I also come back to that inevitable, horrifying question of, well, what next? What do I do next? First off, what I do know is that I like to do YouTube. Even beyond the metrics the numbers, the bullshit. I like to do this. I love YouTube as a platform. I love setting up a scene. I love acting and I love talking. I love the writing that goes into it. I love this process. I love this platform. I really do. That's why I got into it in the first place. Not really because I wanted all the blah that I explained earlier, but because this is a platform that I've watched and been on since it fucking came into existence. I discovered it back in like, God, 2006, 2007? I mean, I've been here for a while. It's my home. Even though I'm not a big YouTuber, and I want to make a home here, more than any other platform, more than anywhere else, because I care about it. More than Twitch, more than Twitter, more than TikTok, more than anything, this is my platform. I love it. So I know that I want to do YouTube. I have some ideas of what I want to do next. First, I'm not really sure if I'm gonna continue making furry videos. Even though they perform pretty well most of the time, I just don't feel a lot of passion. I make them because I know they have a better chance of getting views, of performing better, than the videos that I actually feel genuine pride for. And that's another thing that's been frustrating about my channel, is that the videos that largely have gotten the most attention are the videos that I have really the least interest in. That's just how it is. And the videos that I have the most pride in kind of get swept under the rug. I don't want to be on this platform if I feel like I have to make the kind of videos that I'm not proud of. I want to be able to have the freedom to make whatever kind of video I want, to make the kind of videos that I want to, without worrying about whether they will perform well. Honestly, YouTube isn't my job. I don't know if it ever will be my job, so I kind of want to revel in that freedom of prioritizing creativity over numbers. I'm not really all that proud of many of my furry videos, save for a few valuable exceptions. I really like my furry hate video, for example. But my Persona Stereotypes videos, they feel cliche. They feel kind of forced. Another big element that made me want to delete my channel was the last one that I made. Absolutely bombing in comparison to the others, and I thought, gee, even when I make a video that I'm not really interested in, but have a good feeling will get views, even that doesn't necessarily guarantee good views. It doesn't guarantee success. And that's an awful feeling. I think to myself, well, if I wanted to make a video that performed this well, I could have made a video that I actually felt kind of proud of. Fuck. Does that mean that I am no longer a furry or no longer in the fandom? Absolutely not. Does it mean that I'm never going to talk about the subject? No. I kind of want to talk about the subject in more of a video essay form, kind of like my furry hate video, along with other subjects, who knows. Talking about the fandom in a comedic sense or in a sketch kind of way, not feeling it. Not feeling it. There are other furry YouTubers who do that far better than I do. Secondly, I want to experiment. That's what I really want to do. I want to see what kind of work style gets the best kind of footage, or what kind of subjects I feel a lot of passion talking about, or what kind of subjects you guys like to hear about, what you guys are interested in. I really want to know. And I feel like experimentation and not feeling like I need to box myself into a niche before I really get into it is a good idea. I don't want to feel like I have to find my niche now. I don't want to feel like I have to find my identity now. I want some room to grow and experiment and see what I really enjoy making and what you guys enjoy watching, because that's what's important at the end of the day. And thirdly, I just want to make content for fun. I want to see what kind of video I could make that I would have no intention of publishing at all, but would have fun making from concept to final draft. And finally, I want to be open to other projects. I want to be open to doing other creative endeavors. I'm currently working on a visual novel that I'm really excited about. I mean, fucking hell, this quarantine has not been fun. You know, I thought that being alone as an introvert for like 7 months would do wonders for me, but no, turns out it really hasn't. Really hasn't. And I don't like that. I don't like wasting time. I want to feel motivated to be creative, and I want to do creative things, not because they'll get a reaction out of people or because they'll somehow build upon my own sense of self-worth, because that's fucking stupid. I want to do it because they're fun things to do. Because it feels good to be creative. It feels good to do things. That's what I want at the end of the day. I know this has been a long video, or maybe it hasn't. We'll find out when I'm done editing it. But it's largely been pretty rambly, And I understand if you didn't watch this far. I wouldn't really blame you. But if you have, I appreciate it. I know that I haven't been the most consistent content creator, and I'm genuinely sorry for that. I want to change that. I don't know if I'll be able to, but it's something I want to try. But if you have made it this far, or even if you clicked on this video and clicked off and you're not around to hear me say this, I'm still gonna say it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to be more appreciative of the fact that there are people who watch my videos to begin with. Knowing that even just 100 people watch a video is honestly a big deal. And it doesn't need to be compared to a video that gets 1,000 views or 10,000 views or 100,000 views. 100 views in and of itself is a big deal, truly. And I need to value that if I want to continue doing this. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, hey, maybe consider subscribing. That'd be really cool. That'd be really neat. Consider liking this video. I'd deeply appreciate it, truly. And yeah. I don't know what the future holds. That doesn't mean I'm totally powerless in how it plays out. And it doesn't mean that it's absolutely beyond my control. So here's to the future.